Good morning, guys and girls. Now, here's the topic vlog that's going to get the video demonetized, but I'm not monetized anyway. So, haha, adult only content here. As a libertarian and a constitutionalist, I believe people should have liberties and rights and stuff to their own body. You know, my body, my choice. Abortion now is murder because a baby in the womb is not your body. It's the baby's body. Okay. But prostitution, male or female, it's their body. So it should be their choice and it shouldn't be illegal, right? That being said, minimum wage is what? Like, let's say minimum wage on average around the country is probably like $10 an hour. Then if you're got a specialty skilled job, you might make $20 to $50 an hour on a specialty skilled job working for a corporation. You will then have to have insurance. I mean, the corporation usually won't have to pay you so much because you'll have to. If you're a subcontractor, you'll be able to make more, and that's pretty much what a whore would be, a prostitute. She'd be a subcontractor. The problem with that is the subcontractor has to have health insurance and all that other kind of stuff to do their job. So, I believe that if prostitution, while it should be legal, it shouldn't be an under-the-table thing. And since I have to pay taxes when I work as a subcontractor, doing things, and I'd have to have a corporation to do so, or which would be myself. I'd be self-incorporated, basically. And I'm supposed to pay taxes and all that. I believe whores, prostitutes, should have to do the same, right? I mean, if I have to do it, they should have to do it. If I, as a worker, only get paid a certain amount and can only make a certain amount and have to prove that I have those skills, which they should only be able to get that. Matter of fact, in my opinion, a prostitute's worth less money on the grounds that they are doing a service that requires literally no skill. I mean, all they gotta do is put out and have sex and let a guy come on them, suck a guy's dick, get fucked in the ass, or get fucked in the pussy and just stand there. They really don't have to do a job. Their job takes 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes at most while they charge a whole hour. I mean, which I've never dealt with one, but on like dating apps and whatnot, and just regular social media apps in general, I've had girls try to solicit me, and their average price they want to state is that they will give me sex for $100 an hour. Now, I don't get it. I don't even make $100 an hour. I could do work for like one of the best corporations in the world in like construction or something and have several different skills and degrees and qualifications and still wouldn't make $100 an hour. Even if I was the owner of the corporation, I would not end up making $100 an hour. Even if I charged $100 an hour, I would not end up making it because I'd have to buy products, I'd have to buy insurance. There's so many things that I would have to do that would take down the value of the $100 an hour. I'd have to buy the supplies and pay employees and all kinds of other stuff. There would be no way that I could make $100 an hour. That's over $1 a minute, by the way. I mean, the most I've made in my whole entire life was $1 a minute. And that was because I was raking leaves, and I was going to go on a youth, excuse me, mission trip, right? Okay, so, while I agree with it should be legal because people should be allowed to do what they want to, it's essentially already legal when it comes to the acting profession and when it comes to the modeling profession. What I don't understand is how a model actually has to do more than a prostitute. So I can understand how a model can be worth more or can charge that amount. A porn star, cam girls, all these things are actually essentially prostitutes. They literally do not do enough service to render the amount of money they want to get paid for said service. Now, a model, on the other hand, they actually have to do some kind of modeling. They have to be like a model and an actor at the same time. They can't just be sexy, nice looking, hot, with a good rack or good, nice body and stuff. They actually have to do stunts and perform different things and run and jump and all kinds of different things. Or if they're a dramatic actor, they have to remember lines. They have to be filming all day. So I can understand how actors can get paid more or paid so much. Because if you think about it, at the end of the day, even though so-and-so got paid several $1 million for that movie, that movie took how many months time to produce, make? How much money? How much time did it take that actor? How much stuff did that actor have to learn and do to be able to be in that movie, the actor or actress? Now, when it comes to porn, though, it's not really acting. I mean, they're just essentially faking it. Some of them have stories, and they're just having sex. And that's basically the same thing as prostitution. And pornography is legal prostitution, so why is the other kind of prostitution not legal? Is an interesting predicament here. Some parts of the world and countries it is. The thing I don't understand is how in the hell do they and where in the hell do they get the idea that they're worth $100 an hour? Here's reasons why I don't. First of all, reason number one, why they are not worth the amount of money they want to charge is I don't get paid that much. I've already explained that. They cannot be worth more than me for providing less service than I do. I'll repeat that again. Their service that they provide is less of a service than I provide working an average job. Seriously, even if I worked at even if I got a job stocking shelves, I would do more manual labor stocking shelves than a whore would do putting out having sex. Thus, the value of labor makes me worth more than them. That's one reason they're not worth $100 an hour. Second reason they're not worth $100 an hour is because there's no way to regulate and prove that they are 100% clean, health wise. Now, in some countries, they do make them do that. They're not worth the $100 an hour because in that particular business, experience is worth less, not more. I mean, more people would prefer to get with somebody who hasn't had sex. It's like a thing. A virgin who hasn't had sex, or the less amount of sex a girl has had, the more valuable her sex is in a guy's mind. If she's had a lot of sex, she's just a whore, slut, whatever. A guy doesn't doesn't a guy does not value a lady or a woman who's had a lot of sex as much as they value one that hasn't had a lot of sex. So, a virgin or a girl who's only had a few sexual partners, one that doesn't put out, one that you have to work at to get into bed, is worth more than one that you can just be like one night stand kind of deal. Okay. Now there are guys out there, not me, but there are guys who don't give a fuck, and they will fuck whatever will give them a fuck. But that's I digress. That's different. That's on them. They should have that liberty, life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, whatever makes you happy, right? But see, seriously, how the hell does a prostitute justify $100 an hour? Nobody gets paid $100 an hour unless you're like owner of some corporation or big time CEO or something. You're a prostitute. You're a street whore. You're using the internet to try to find guys or whatever, hookups, whatever. What do you provide? I mean, do you provide a location? Do you provide like food or something, like a restaurant? I mean, are you adding some other services to this other than just getting fucked? Because if you're not providing any other services, you've got to provide like an experience or something for it to be worth the amount of money that you expect to be charged or paid or whatever. The amount of money that a prostitute charges, it's not worth that much because they're not, in my opinion. I see that they're not. They're not. They're not experienced. I can understand an escort. See, escorts, they provide an experience. You have them all fucking night long, right? Basically, and you go out on a date with them. You go. They dress up and very beautiful. They spend a lot of money on makeup. Hair. They have spending money on the dress. They had to provide, and they're not supposed to actually have sex with you. They probably do, whatever. But an escort service will provide you a lady. She's essentially a model who you can actually, if she fucks up, you can actually get your money back. So she's essentially, yeah. Now a stripper actually does some exercises on the poles. They actually usually have like a routine and like some kind of act that they do. So the money they make, and they only make money based off of the tips. If you do not put money down on the table like a gentleman, you're supposed to actually take the money and put it on the table. You are not supposed to try to slap their ass or something and try to put it on their jean string. That's not what you're supposed to do, guys. They trying to make money. They only work on tips. They're just like a waitress, except for you get to see their boobs. That's about the only. And if they're full stripping, you get to see their whole body. And they dance around and they jump around on poles and they start in they have some kind of act. So they provide some kind of fantasy, some kind of experience. So that's basically what I'm saying. They earn their money because they do some physical labor, they do some acting, they do some modeling, they do some dancing, and you pay them for a fantasy, an experience. Like a burlesque, burlesque, stripping, modeling, all the same. You're paying them for a fantasy experience. That's what they make money off of. That being said, don't be dumb and be like, whoa, she's hot and sexy, I'm gonna get some if I throw a couple $100 bills at her. No. First of all, no. If you think throwing money at a woman that's a stripper is going to get you some of these girls are actually married. They have kids, and it's their job. They're not looking to have sex with the customers, okay? Unless, of course, they're just a whore, and then they'll probably want some more money to have sex. But it each their own. They would like, they're a woman. Even if they do a job, they expect respect and appreciation and admiration, and you as a guy to be a gentleman. That ungentlemanly like stuff might get one of the bouncers to pick you up and throw you out of the club. Okay? Seriously. I mean, even though they do a immoral job, which I wouldn't say is much any more immoral than an actor who shows her boobs on film, or just a regular dancer. I mean, even slow dancers dress sexy. Or have you seen Dancing with the Stars? That the girls dress, they dress sexy on there. So what's the difference between those dancers? I mean, there's even dancers in plays, ballets, and whatnot. They're pretty much doing a job. It's just dancing. The only difference between a stripper or burlesque dancing and non is basically one gets naked. That's about it. There's not much difference. Yeah. Either way, you're paying for an experience. Even if you go watch a play, a ballet, you're still paying for an experience. A show. So, prostitution, while it should be legal, it should be regulated. We should make sure the girls are healthy, or the guys, whatever. We should have businesses where you can go and get it if you want to, where you have certified health records of these girls and make sure they're healthy, they don't have any things, STDs or whatever. They have regular checkups. My thoughts on it is that it should be made it where it would be worth $100 an hour. As it stands, it's not worth that. And even if it was made to be worth $100 an hour, it's, the prostitute wouldn't make $100 an hour. It should be worth. I mean, a prostitute shouldn't be making more money than me for doing less service than me. I mean, at most, they should be making the same minimum wage. It's just, I don't see how a woman, she can be some. It's another field of where the equality isn't equal, because see, when it comes to sexuality, the field of equality isn't as equal. A woman, she even the ugliest woman can get a guy if they want one, and can manage to somehow get a guy to spend money on her. Even the lowest level of, there's the tens, right, or whatever, the tens and the ones and the whatevers. Even the ugliest girls, the ones that are the least attractive, or whatever. Even the least attractive ones can find men that are willing to, if they want a man for sex, they can find that. If they want, to find a man that'll spend money on them, they can somehow do that. Even the lowest, least attractive women can somehow get a man. But the least attractive man is not going to be able to get a woman unless he has money. So, or some kind of charming personality, but more than likely money. So, there's the thing. There's one of the the non-equal things in life is the fact that one of the non-equal things of inequality is essentially sexuality. That's just going to throw that one out there. That when it comes to sexuality, women have the upper hand. The problem with the women having the upper hand is that they've misused it. They've used it to such a manner and degree that it's not worth it anymore. And that's why a bunch of guys are going MGTOW. See, they used to provide way more services. Women used to provide more than just sex. They provided companionship, they provided helpmates, they were good mothers, they were good wives, they were submissive, they were obedient, they were cooks, they were cleaners, they dressed nicer, they were the typical, like, 20s, 30s. They were housewives, and they were more than just sexual objects. Way back in the day, way back in the day, they provided way more. Even a lot of them knew how to type and spell check, and that's why men liked having women's secretaries. It's because women are just, there's, my mom, for example, is really good at spelling. I'm not. Most men probably aren't that great at spelling. So having a woman's secretary, is nice. Also, when you walk into a private person's office, back in the day, I mean, they still have women receptionists. So a woman secretary was still like, she was like a receptionist too. They provided a service. I mean, yeah, okay. So they do a job. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that women used to earn their money. Now they think that all they have to do is show boobs, pussy, have sex, suck dick, give me an iTunes gift card, blah, 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 and or something of that nature. Now all they think that they have to do to get a man's money is to get him aroused in his pants. The problem with that is that men can get all that shit free now due to the pornography and the internet and all that other stuff. And it gets boring. It can be okay, cool, and fun for a little bit, but after a while it's just the same old, and it's getting boring. So why in the world would men want to spend money for something that they can get free now? Men were willing to spend money on their wives back in the day. They worked hard. They went to work every day. They didn't want their wife to work. They wanted their wife to stay home. They wanted their wife to be a cook. They wanted their wife to be a cleaner. They wanted their wife to be a mother. They wanted their wife to be a teacher. They wanted their wife to be a lover. And they earned all the money, paid all the bills, and had the homes. But now, that's the patriarchy. Old school way. Now women have equality. They have equality, yet they still want to take the man's money. That's not equality. They have equality, yet they want to have the decision on when, where, how, what, blah, 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 blah. It's not equality when it's controlling. Controlling is not equality. So, yeah, there's that. So there was just a little thought about soliciting. These girls keep soliciting me, and I keep blocking them. And I'm just wondering what in their mind makes them think they're worth that much. Another reason why they're not worth that much is because it's illegal. Look, it's illegal. Anything that's illegal should be worth less money, not more money, on the grounds that it's illegal, you get caught doing it, you go to jail, your life gets ruined, blah, illegal, then again, it shouldn't be illegal, but like half or more of the stuff that's illegal shouldn't be illegal. It's stupid. Start making laws, government. More laws equals more tyranny, which equals less freedom. More laws, less freedom. Less laws, more freedom. Less laws, more liberty. Liberty equals freedom. Freedom equals no laws. Stupid. Stop having so many damn laws. Oh my gosh. Government. Figure it out. The people want more power, and to do that, they have to have less laws. But the government wants the power, and that's why they create more laws, and that's why they're more tyrannical. Anyway, So, the topic was prostitution. Okay, that's my thoughts on it. They ain't worth $100. If you paying $100 an hour, you stupid. Yeah. If you paying cam girls like money and you ain't even getting none, you stupid. If you paying a model money, you probably paying her too much. You stupid. Anyway, no, it's just stupid. In some cases, they're worth the money, but in a lot of cases, they overcharging. Because women always overcharge. Always. 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 Because every single woman, period, especially nowadays because of feminism and all that bullshit, is a gold digger. All of them. Yeah, all of them. Do not even try. They're all gold diggers. All of them. They all are. Even way back when you had the typical housewife. Way back when they were gold diggers. Why? Because they didn't want to work. They wanted to find a man that had a lot of money, owned a house, would be good for a father for their children, and would pay for those too. Exactly. All of them. But at least they provided more back then than they do now. Men were willing to do that when they got what they paid for, essentially. Anyway, remember, God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. Jesus loves you. Jesus is God. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And men, if you're going to mess with women, get what you pay for. Don't let them overcharge you. Oh, and bring up the equality stuff. Every time you go on a date, be like, equal rights. Pay your bill. Buy your own food. Oh yeah, snap. You win. Men, stand back, fight back, get back what belongs to you. Tell them, pay your own meal, bitch. And walk off after paying your meal. Lay down only the cash that would pay for your ticket. And be like, I don't know how she paying. I'm out. Woo! Yeah, make them bitches pay. Sure. Damn. Trying to cheat and stuff. Anyway, laters. Demand your equality, man. Demand it. Stop making them pay and making you pay all the ways. Demand they pay for their own shit. Demand it. Don't date them bitches. They want equality? They can have it. Seriously. Think how long they'll quit. They'll stop if we actually would comply to the equality stuff. Laters.